Yo, 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 what's up? It's Totes. We're doing Apothecary Diaries, episode 15. Last episode, we have a new mystery amok. There just so happened to be an explosion at a food warehouse, and Mao Mao ends up heading over there, researching about it, investigating a little, and she finds a sort of tobacco stick. I don't know what it's called. It's like a smoking pipe. Um, and it's very fancy. That's the one thing that Mao Mao notes. It's very fancy. It's got all these ornate designs on it, and she questions whether or not the guard that was smoking it inside the warehouse was capable of, or financially capable of owning a pipe of such ornate design, which is interesting. Because what that could mean is that somebody might have set this whole thing up. And given the fact that we're already in the inner court, this is way closer to the Emperor than, let's say, if this were to happen to the outer court. An explosion of this caliber could indicate that maybe an assassination attempt is brewing somewhere in the background. Um, we did see sort of the monocle guy going over there and picking it up and sort of investigating it for himself. But it's interesting because he didn't take it with him. I'd expect the monocle guy, when he was investigating it, to notice the fact that the pipe itself was of ornate design, and he essentially take the pipe with him, see who this belonged to, and eventually, continue his investigations in that way. But he left it there, which is curious. I don't know what that means. Maybe it's like he realized who it was, so he didn't need to take the pipe with him. So he's just like, all right, I know who it is. I'll just leave it there. I'll continue my investigations that way. Or, maybe it was something else. Maybe he didn't know who owned it, or maybe he didn't make note that the pipe was ornate in any way, and he just left it there. Who knows? Who knows? Any case, without further ado, let's begin the reaction. Solved it, quote unquote, but there is still the mystery of the pipe. Oh no, I didn't think you were awake. Raw fish, okay. Oh, puffer fish. Did they eat those in ancient China? I thought that was a Japan only thing. Mmm. So those two are acquainted. Sounds like badly prepared fugu. And honestly, it might be a lot harder to investigate this because it's been a while, hasn't it? It's not like you can inspect the body. Oh, okay, now this is interesting. So it's a, yeah, poisoning event possibly. Two separate events, two separate cooks, but the same thing happening. Two separate victims. Oh, convulsing. Convulsing. Does fugu really cause you to convulse? I always thought it was like a more slow paralysis sort of thing. Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't know how easy it is to like get information from way back when. Oh! Oh! Hmm. Yeah, don't move. Just trying to clean your hair. Okay, nice, nice. So maybe they didn't clean the equipment properly, and when they were like preparing the fugu, their equipment essentially got dirtied. Dude, what is with... What's up with Jinchi today? This dude is desperate for attention. Seaweed. 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 Why seaweed? Seaweed and fugu. Oh, this is not Likaku. Okay, new character maybe? Dang! Seems like an angry fella. Looks familiar. Maybe he's the monocle guy's son. So what is up with the seaweed? And what is... Okay, so it hasn't been used. Crime scene supposedly intact. And he's staying there. Why is he staying there? The master's younger brother. Okay. Master's younger brother. So what exactly is he standing there for? Seaweed? Or not? What is that? No, no. That is very suspicious. What is that? Okay, so it is seaweed. So it's like a different kind of seaweed. But there seemed maybe to be some preservatives on it, because she said it lasted like a year. Which is strange. Just gonna eat it? No? Seaweed. The south. Strange. Or maybe, you know, it's prepared a bit different, right? Yeah, if you prepare it differently, then... Ah, okay. So if he ate it raw, then it'd be poisonous? That makes sense. So it's not necessarily the fugu per se, but it's the seaweed after it. Oh! Oh! Force feeder! What the heck? Right. And that is a potential poisoning. Yeah. Don't touch the poison. Okay, so it was the guy. Alright. Damn! Yeah! Yo, Mama's a fucking drug addict, bro. What's going on? Oh my god. Jinxie! Oh, no response. Oh, shit! Oh! Damn! Why? What? Who is that? Monocle guy? Okay, military guy. Cool. Hasn't married. Adopted his nephew. Sounds familiar? Interesting. Hey, no, I feel you, Mao Mao. No need to get involved in this shit. Oh no. She was a good courtesan. Could beat her in shogi, but never in go. So it's just like her love interest, or his love interest. Courtesan, two rich men with curious tastes. Yeah. What? But why bring this up? Is it just to antagonize Jinshi because he bought out a courtesan? Yeah, exactly. Where is he trying to go with this? Sell her skills but never so. Are they related? Or maybe not. Oh, whoa, whoa! What'd you do? Oh no, that's dirty. I made her less exquisite. Oh fuck. Did you get her pregnant? Killed her? Strong girl you hired is quite intriguing. So this is where it's leading up to. Trying to like draw parallels between him and Jinshi, perhaps. But why? This seems shady as all hell. Extremely shady. And we still don't know what he did to the courtesan. Oh my god, so is this dude, was he in love with Mao Mao's mother? It seems like the reason he's confronting me is because I made Mao Mao, who is connected to the Verdger's house, my servant. And then he goes on to say, I have an old acquaintance at the Verdger's house. What kind of courtesan is she? And he goes on to list that she's very smart. She's good at shogi. She's good at go. I've never met a woman as interesting as her. And what makes me think this might be Mao Mao's mother is the fact that he said that when pouring tea, she had an arrogant look, like she was being charitable to a lowly peasant. The chill down my spine was truly irresistible. And then you see like essentially Mao Mao doing the exact same thing. So is this Mao Mao's mother? He is 40 years old. So the timeline I think matches up well. And from what we know, Mao Mao grew up an orphan. So depending on what this dude did to this courtesan, it really could have been her mother. Because I don't think, because when we were at the Verdger's house, I don't think we've seen any courtesan that sort of resembles what this dude is talking about. Meaning this woman is long gone. Either she's dead, most likely she's dead, or maybe she got bought out. And it's interesting because, and not only that, the conversation comes at a time where Jinshi essentially bought out a courtesan, something that he was considering doing to this woman. But the issue with him was that this woman was very expensive and he didn't have the means to do so. Jinshi was able to do so. Jinshi was able to bring her into the inner court, and as a result, this piqued this dude's interest. The fact that he is bringing up this conversation right after Jinshi essentially takes Mao Mao in, and we did see at the start of this, the second core of this anime, that when Mao Mao arrived, this old dude was like looking straight at her and smiling and smirking. Almost as if like, oh, I think he did say like, oh, the Verdger's house, huh? Like as if he's reminiscing something. So what that reminds me, or what that tells me is that maybe as Mao Mao was walking into the inner palace, this dude saw Mao Mao, saw how much she resembled her mother, and this sort of brings back a whole bunch of memories. And the fact that he's bringing up this conversation here, tying it directly to Mao Mao, well, not directly, but it's very much implied that the reason why he's bringing all this up is because Jinshi has Mao Mao. Even the characteristics are very Mao Mao-esque. So yeah, this could very much be. But what exactly did he do? What did he do? What did he do? He said that, because this guy plays dirty. This guy plays very dirty. And he mentioned several times about wanting to force himself on her. Which is like crazy, because we see Jinshi doing a similar thing, but it's not exactly forcing himself. He's just very physical and pushy. Very childlike. But this is not childlike. This is like stranger danger type shit. So he goes on to say like, if something is expensive, I am going to lower its value. Seeing that this courtesan is essentially prized on her beauty, but she's not willing to put out. How would you lower a courtesan that essentially is beautiful but doesn't put out. Well, I'm assuming maybe a lot of the value that this dude is referring to is the fact that she's essentially an untarnished beauty, a virginal princess of the Vergis house. She's someone who hasn't had physical intimacy with men, even though she's extremely beautiful, and what she sells at the Vergis house is not her body, but sort of her mind, her skills. She plays chess with people, she talks, and she does all that intellectual stuff. Condescendingly, but still very intellectual. What this makes me feel like is that when he said, I made her less exquisite, what this makes me think of is that maybe he hired someone to essentially force themselves on the courtesan. It's a very dark turn. Cause that is like the worst possible thing I can think of that is not just like straight up murder. Cause I don't think this guy would murder the one he loves. Cause he is thinking about buying her. And from the opening, he seemed very distraught. So maybe this is like a decision he later regretted. But what I'm thinking of is maybe, just maybe, he maybe got a group of thugs or, slipped in like a sleeping pill or something and ended up impregnating her. Maybe not him specifically, because I think they did say he doesn't have a wife. But maybe he hired somebody else. And that was the way he was able to essentially sort of deflower her. She's not the saint. She's not the pure saint that she is anymore. And as a result, her value as a courtesan would fall to essentially an acceptable price. And I'm guessing Mao Mao might have been the birth. Essentially, she might have been conceived because of that sort of forceful sexual interaction. And I'm guessing, and this is the dark part, I'm guessing the reason why Mao Mao's mother is essentially not a part of Mao Mao's life anymore, maybe due to that fact. The fact that she was physically assaulted. Maybe maybe later down the line, she just lost the will to live because of that incident. Or maybe she died during childbirth, something that she was very much unprepared for. We don't know. All we know is that she's not here. Or maybe it's not even that at all. Maybe it was something completely else. Because I remember way back when, a couple episodes back, Mao Mao's father essentially said when Mao Mao was returning back to the outer palace, or outer court, he said something along the lines of like, oh, isn't how ironic life is, or how ironic fate is that she's returning back into the outer court, almost as if like she was born there, right? And maybe this whole interaction with Jinshi and this monocle guy, we could see it from that lens where maybe the thing that he essentially did to Mao Mao's mother, maybe it wasn't that tragic at all. Maybe it wasn't as devious as maybe I'm thinking of, and maybe he did do something, and it is evil, but it's not something that would like physically harm Mao Mao's mother. Maybe it's just like, blackmail or something. It's still bad, but like probably not as bad as like say physically assaulting Mao Mao. Or not Mao Mao, sorry, Mao Mao's mother. And so because of that, he was able to bring this concubine into the outer court. They conceived a child, and as a result, Mao Mao was born because of it. Which I don't think is it. As I'm trying to come up with sort of possible solutions to it, I don't think that's it. Because we did get, like, in this episode, he is known to be, like, the 40-year-old virgin. He is 40 years old, he doesn't have a wife. Does it say that he specifically is a virgin, or that, he doesn't have a wife? No, it just says he has no interest in romance, not that he hasn't had it before in the past. It's just that in the present, he doesn't have any interest in romance. Okay. They just said he hasn't married. So not necessarily that he hasn't had romantic interactions in the past, it's just that he hasn't married at the age of 45. And I'm assuming that's because he still loves the concubine. Yeah, okay. I think I'm sort of getting a foothold of how this story is going to play out. we are getting like bits and pieces. If what I'm reading is true, we are getting bits and pieces of Mao Mao's life, essentially. How Mao Mao came to be and how returning back to the palace is essentially, ironic in terms of like the grand scheme of things. But oh my god, bro. And then it ends off with essentially, because of the story and because of the connection that he's made with Jinshi, the monocle guy is able to convince Jinshi to essentially look into some secrets that have been left behind by an expert blacksmith. And he mentions maybe getting Mao Mao involved in all this. And as he's saying it, the rain falls, Mao Mao is in the rain, and she notes, oh my god, that's a lot of rain right now. Almost as if like to prep us for like a tonal shift in the next couple episodes where shit, things are about to go down. Maybe not like physically go down in the Inner Palace, because I think things are relatively stable there, but like revelations wise, right? Just things that we're going to find out that's going to like put a twist in the things, in how we view things. I don't know. We had a whole thing with the poisoning and whatnot, and people questioning whether or not it was fugu. Mao Mao going into the kitchen, finding seaweed that was particularly rare and something that even the southern Chinese people aren't even eating. She notes that it's rare, and realizes, while yes, it could be a mistake, the fact that it hasn't been tested on by any other Chinese folks down in the south means that it's a very grave mistake to make, and it could easily be construed for poisoning. This could very be a deliberate poisoning. So she makes that note. She tells Jinshi and Gaoshen. They go and arrest the younger brother. All this stuff happens fairly quickly. And then we have Mao Mao just... I love Cat Mao Mao. I don't know why. It's so funny. We need more Cat Mao Mao in this anime. I don't remember the last time we got it. Like 2 episodes ago? We need one at least every episode. But yeah. Oh my god. A mystery is building. Mystery is building. I wonder how the seaweed connection is going to tie into future stuff. Or maybe it's like a one-off thing. I'm assuming it's a one-off thing, and that's why I'm not putting too much emphasis on the seaweed portion of the discussion. Mainly just because it might not be brought up again. It could just be like, hey, we're doing a mystery. That is, that it's a mystery for the sake of being a mystery of the episode, but the grander mystery, the one we really care about, is stuff that's going to happen at the very end of the episode. So, the beginning stuff, while it's cool, I don't think it's going to play out in future stuff. But yeah, oh my god, if this is Mao Mao's mother, and this is the dude that, essentially did something to cause Mao Mao's mother to essentially get killed, or maybe kill herself, that is a very dark turn in the story, and I'm curious to see how they handle this. So yeah, anyways, fun episode. If you liked the video, like the discussion, reaction, leave a like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time. Take care.